Hey everybody, how's it going? And welcome back to my little corner of YouTube. I know it's been a while since I've uploaded, like 3 years, a while. But I'm glad to say that I am back. I'm making videos, and I just wanted to do this particular video to answer some questions that people had and just kind of cover some general things about who I am and why I want to do videos and things like that. So right off the back, the video that I did on spiritual abuse was pretty well received, and it really encouraged me to share my experiences and the things that I've learned through studying and purging out the toxicity out of my heart, out of my mental state. And I wanted to help people that have been in similar situations, and maybe, you know, sharing my experiences with you will help others. You know, if you know of others that are searching or thinking maybe that they're in a bad place, or maybe they could be in a place that's toxic, you know, maybe you can share videos like mine and my videos or others that are like mine, and maybe it'll help them make the decision, you know, to go someplace that is less toxic. So what is spiritual abuse? Well, there is no exact definition about what spiritual abuse is. However, for my video and for the purposes of me explaining things, spiritual abuse is going to be kind of like the broad general term you get when you Google it. It's going to kind of be defined as mental and emotional abuse through the lens of religiosity, meaning you know, sexual abuse is still obviously going to be sexual abuse, physical abuse is still going to be physical abuse. But when you dip into the mental and emotional state of abuse and control and manipulation, any of that stuff that's through the lens of a religious pastor, minister, leader, doing that, I'm going to define that as spiritual abuse. Okay, so another question is, why 3 years? Why has it taken 3 years for you to make another video? Well, when you're involved in a toxic ministry like I was, it was 8 to 10 hours a day, 7 days a week. So my whole life was just completely enthralled by the work of the ministry, right? And so when I left, it was like somebody hit fast forward on my life, and I just started my life. I got married, I got a job and all those things. So for the past 3 years, I've been taking time to purge all that negative stuff out of my mind, out of my heart, and to focus on being a good husband to my wife and all those sorts of things. So now that I have time and everything's settled, I now have the ability to make these videos. So another question that I got was, do you hate God? Do you hate church? Do you hate Christianity? No, none of those things. Even though I'm going to be making videos that are going to be critical of the church and ministry and different things that lend themselves to toxicity and abuse and manipulation, I myself am still a Christian, and I still love the Lord and all those things. I'm not hard on the church. I just want to pinpoint what things can cause abuse. So one of the things that I wanted to address, one of the comments that I got in my last video was, where are the scriptures to support what it is that you're saying? Moving forward, a lot of my videos are, the majority of them are going to be scripture light, meaning when you're involved in a toxic ministry, the first thing they do is indoctrinate people. They use scriptures to back up what it is that they're saying, but they twist the scriptures. I am going to be tackling commonly misused scriptures that people use to manipulate people, to control people, to keep people from criticizing the leader. But the majority of my videos are going to be pinpointing tactics and phrasing and methods leaders use to manipulate people, to control them. And one of those things, and those things are things that cross all kinds of religious boundaries. You know, the same kind of tactics used in a Pentecostal church will be the same one used in a Buddhist church, would be the same ones used in a Sikh kind of setting, because control and manipulation and abuse that's mental and emotional. They cross boundaries like that. So I want to be pinpointing those kind of things as opposed to just trying to go scripture to scripture with people, because people are trained to go toe to toe, scripture to scripture. Whereas I want to be more pinpointing the things that people say and the actions, because those are the things that are really going to be noticeable, that you can see, beyond just the church service, So that's just kind of my feeling. I'm not sure if I'm making the greatest of sense here, but that's probably the best way I can think to explain it right now. And finally, to kind of close out this video, I just want to touch on some of the things I'm going to be doing. I'm going to be covering personal experience stories, because I'm smiling now, but a lot of crazy things happen when you're in a situation where there's a controlling leader and it's a very toxic ministry. Weird things happen sometimes. People that are so under the thumb. People are people, and sometimes things get expressed in crazy ways. And so I'm going to be sharing a lot of weird stories of personal experiences where that really highlights a controlling attitude in a ministry. I'm going to be tackling different doctrines that lend themselves to abuse. And I'm also going to be tackling different movements. I'm not going to try to come hard against any particular denomination. That's not my goal to attack anybody, or to come hard against any particular belief. But I'm going to be discussing past movements that have lended themselves to abuse. For example, one video I'm going to be releasing pretty soon is going to be talking about the shepherding movement, and how a lot of people have taken the ideas of the shepherding movement, mixed it in with current Pentecostalism today, and also like a lot of holiness type churches today, and how it's used to control people and being put under the thumb of the leader. So those are just kind of things that I have coming up. I hope you enjoy them, and I hope it helps you guys. All right, you have a wonderful day.